Welcome back to Metroid Fusion. We're on the main deck, stopped back by our ship. And this is the second time that Plot has interrupted us and said, no, you're going to this area instead. Though admittedly, I think this time was handled much better than last time. This time, I feel like this time would have been nicer if they let us finish exploring and using the power bombs and what have you to collect what items we could before we eventually had to go back up the elevator anyway. So let us explore, let us collect items, do what we want to do, then go up the elevator and then kick off everything as we're kicking off. And if power bombs would have unlocked something, some kind of progression or something, don't put it behind power bombs. Put it behind what we're probably going to get here coming up soon. But that aside, I feel like this one was handled pretty well. It didn't feel like I was terribly interrupted. It didn't feel like they were saying, no, you can't keep playing anymore. You can't go back in that room you just came out of. Instead, like I was on the way up the elevator anyway. I was going up here anyway. And then they shut stuff down and say, because like, there's not a ton up here that I'm going, man, I gotta get back up there and explore and see what I can do. So it wasn't as big a deal to kind of shut off some sections up here. I don't know. So it has once again been a week or so since the last time I recorded, and we get to dive back in and see what other fun things we have. So we're going into a reactor silo, and today that means nothing? Really? No, it broke this. I just can't open red doors. So we're going into the reactor silo because we don't have power anywhere. It's also shockingly cold, so I don't have any dexterity in my fingers, which is going to be real good in what is effectively an action game. Oh, yeah. I mean, this would explain why the reactor core isn't working. Also, we can't get back out that way. We have a door down here, door there. Hey, I grabbed that. Doesn't appear to be anything up here, but like, really, why is this up here? I mean, maybe it's important for something later. Well, until then, we have 3 doors to choose from. Our target is lower than we are, so let's start at the top. Eh. Aha, you can't hit me. That was funky. Hey, come back here. Space pirates! And they are already X's. They cannot, just like the space pirates we saw before. Yeah, this isn't the first time we've seen X's. Or space pirates. Don't know if there's a way down. Ah. I know it. Ah! Just as before, you still can't hurt him with your beam. Which even more so kind of makes this wide beam feel kind of silly. Like, you can't do anything with it. Dang it. Okay, well, there was a miss. I'm trying to not get hit by these guys, but they're not making it easy on me. Okay, so you probably get to that from down here or something. There we go. That is the boss door. Maybe I should have gone in the other doors first. Okay. Man, this place just keeps going. Oh. Nope, nope, nope. Not gonna get me with that one. Or maybe you are. Because I'm not immediately seeing anything else. I'd lay a power bomb. But I feel like I would just be laying like 1 billion power bombs. Okay, so maybe you don't get to that from the top. Because I'm not seeing any other way forward. If you do get to the top, leave your angry comment and comment right now. Oh, never mind. There we go. Somebody pointed out that this door is a little frustrating in comparison to Super's. It's not a major difference, but it's just something pointed out in that the door in Super opened up its eye and you had to shoot it, and if you failed to shoot it in time, it attacked you. Whereas this one goes back and forth randomly between being shootable and not being shootable. So the door in Super, it's getting hit or getting attacked is just a punishment for not hitting the door. Whereas this one, getting attacked, is random. And what that means is opening the doors in Super is just a matter of being on the ball, and you can do it. Whereas the doors in Fusion, if the eye opens and you can't hurt it, you're just kind of stuck waiting around. That's only really important if you're, like, speedrunning the game, or really interested in not wasting minuscule seconds. But I can understand that bothering a player subconsciously. This is going to be a brief aside before I go in, because I'm probably just going to go in and die or something, because this, I think, if this is the boss I think it is, it's the boss that everybody hates. But, something that I've pointed out before is when I mention, or I'll mention something and say, hey, this is something very minor, but is still kind of frustrating or may potentially be bad design. And I'm not even talking specifically this game, just games in general. And, of course, someone who wasn't bothered by it will say in the comments, well, that didn't bother me. And the thing with game design and game critique is it's not necessarily about whether or not you overtly noticed something and were overtly bothered by it. Because, for one, maybe it did overtly bother somebody, but more importantly, it adds to an overall sense that you may not even consciously acknowledge. If the whole game is filled with nothing but elements that were, well, it didn't bother me, whereas another game isn't filled with any of those. You may not be able to put your finger exactly on why, but you would walk away from that second game feeling much better about the game as a whole than the first game. So little things, little critiques, small things, are still important, even if it's not particularly game-changing. Just a note on critique. Anyway, let's go die. Okay, I don't like it here. Oh, I really don't like it here. Fire. Grab me. Let me down. Let me down. So how do I hurt you? I mean, I assume I have to hit your mouth. No. Ah, there we go. We figured it out. Just have to wait 10,000 years for it to open its mouth. Open up. So somebody made point that I've like almost never used the charge beam after the initial demonstration, and this is a true point that I will probably speak more on later. Okay, so he's angry. Got it. This is the easy phase, by the way. I mean, maybe a little frustrating, but not hard. Or I shouldn't say frustrating, but like time-consuming while you wait for... It's a waiting around boss. Gotcha. Dude, could you move just a little more randomly? There we go. Well, you're red. I got 95 missiles. What? Yeah, I saw that one coming. Ah! I was expecting this thing, or I think it would be real frustrating. Space jump. Yeah, that was it. This guy's name is Yakuza or something, and it's kind of the that one boss of the game. Honestly, I don't feel like I had that hard a time with it. I had a harder time with the friggin' speed booster guy. But hey, we can space jump now. So the space jump is objectively better in this game. Hey, cool, we made it. The space jump is objectively better in this game than it was in Super. Let's just go back out here and talk about it for a second. Because I mentioned in Super, the space jump in Super was only very minorly improved from Metroid 2. In Metroid 2, the space jump was unpleasant, kind of unhappy to use. In Metroid 2, it felt inconsistent and awkward. In Super, they kept the same idea, but they made it more consistent. So at the very least, at least from my experience, I'm sure somebody who has more experience in 2 may say otherwise, but at least in my experience, I felt like the space jump in Super was still unusual and a little uncomfortable, but once you knew how it worked very consistently. And there were just a lot of little things that you would kind of pick up on that wouldn't work. You would have to wait until after the peak of your jump, specifically after the peak of your jump, in order to jump again. But if you fell too far, you could not jump a second time. And figuring out that window is what it took to make the space jump in Super work. Instinctively, when you play, you want to just go, okay, I'm up, let me jump again. Why can't I jump again at the peak of my jump? And if you, like, mashed in Super, you just, like, didn't space jump. You just didn't. Like, you'd get a real weak jump out of a jump, but then you'd fall fast enough that you'd kind of just go, oh, well, crap, there goes my jump. In Fusion, the main thing is you still cannot jump on the up. You also cannot jump at the peak. So you have to be on the down in order to jump again. Like, you cannot jump too close to the peak. The difference, though, is you can jump as long as you've been falling. And that's mostly it. Like, that one little change has made the space jump infinitely more useful in Fusion. Because now you don't have to worry about it. Oh, I'm going down here? Okay. Now we'll just space jump down here. If you wanted to lose height with the space jump in Super, it was almost impossible. The other thing they did, and this one I'm a little more iffy about, whether or not I like it or don't like it. I kind of like it because A, it did make things easier and more accessible. But I kind of don't like it because I'm an old fogey and I don't like change. And I struggled with it. Why can everyone else have it easy? Like, you know, that kind of thing. And I try to tell that part of my brain to shut up. But, like, I get it. I know, I at least understand where the feeling is coming from. But the idea is, if you are not spinning, you can hit jump to go into a spin. And this hasn't been a big deal up until now, but what this means in this game is no matter how you're in the air, you can start space jumping. Shoot, jump out, space jump again. And that complete freedom is truly absolute freedom. And the old fogey in me, though, kind of understands how much, for lack of a better word, skill it took to figure out not only the space jump, but how to move efficiently, how to fight, keeping all of these intricacies in mind, and eventually gaining the skill to move and fight efficiently, using with the limitations that were in Super. And so going into Fusion, there are a few things that they made higher skill play more accessible with. And I guess that's part of it, is in Super, that higher skill play took higher skill. It took practice and experience and understanding. Whereas in Fusion, it's so much easier for literally everyone to do. And that's a give and take. Because on one hand, it's more accessible. More people can do it. More people can enjoy the game. There are little things that you don't have to worry about. You can just do. And that should certainly be celebrated. But at the same time, I also understand that the part of me is saying, or in a more understandable sense, I guess you could say, it's that I've always touted supers having a very high skill ceiling. There are a lot of techniques and maneuverisms and a level of skill you can get to in that game that is absolutely not required to beat the game or get 100% items in the game or do anything in even a reasonable manner. And it kind of feels like we fought and played and worked our way to that skill level. And then in Fusion, you just said, here you go. So, I understand that that opinion is not a well-founded one. And so I try to also say I understand why the change was made, and I understand the benefits from it. And I only ask that all of you at least make an attempt to understand where that thought process is coming from. But with that said, let's enjoy the fact that we can just do this and then this again. And that's still, at the end of the day, pretty cool. Celebrate what we can do, instead of the frustration that we can do it so easily. There's our auxiliary power! We doed it! Can I go in the other two rooms? Yay! Oh, okay, we need main power back on. Yeah, there sure was a lot of it there. Actually, no. You haven't told me anything yet. But whatever. Okay, so coming in here would have just been that, so that's nothing to worry about. Ah, key hunters are back. A lot of key hunters, holy crap. You guys are lucky I got a lot of missiles, because this friggin' beam isn't cutting it anymore. I mean, I can charge. I mean, that's a way to not, like, have to spam all my missiles, I guess. That does one-shot them, though, which is nice, especially when the missiles freeze them first. I wonder if the pseudo screw attack is in this game. I don't think I mentioned the pseudo screw attack in Super. I mean, I think I did it once, but I never actually stopped and talked about it. But in Super, the idea was if you build up a charge beam to the point that you start flashing, and then you spin jump, you'll notice that while you're spinning, you're flashing. And if you spin jump into an enemy, it's almost, I don't think it's as powerful, but it's almost like hitting them with a screw attack. But on hitting an enemy with it, you immediately lose your charge, so you then have to land and recharge in order to do it again. There are only so many use cases, not a ton, but what it does give you is invincibility in some situations. I think? Or no, because I think I tried that against Fantoon, and it did in fact not work. But anyway, that's probably a thing that may also exist in this game. So hey, can I have a new beam? I'd really like a new beam. Because this beam ain't cut. Like, I'm hesitant to say this beam is even stronger than just the charge beam. It's just kind of bigger. I mean, I'm sure it's stronger, and I'm sure someone will point out to me that it is stronger. These things have a really weird AI. There is a pseudo screw attack. It only kinda works, though. Yeah, these guys are dumb. They're like weird and dumb. Oh, hey, I hadn't even like looked at this, but I can totally go in here. I was just gonna go up to the exit, but there's a thing right here. Oh my goodness, I ain't got time for this. Back into Trove, we backdoored our way in. Hi. Man, you were just kind of there. Well, now I'm gonna die because I had, like, no health. Can I get, like, something? Let me up. There, we did it. Good job, team. I disappeared. I'm alive somehow, too. Oh, another thing I didn't mention in Super, and I feel bad for not mentioning this one, was the Crystal Flash technique. I, like, never use it, so I couldn't even tell you how to do it exactly, but it involves morphing and laying a power bomb while having very specific health and item values. And it puts you into a state where the power bomb actually recharges your health. It's used in reverse boss order. I'm trying to think where else it's used. But just being at like no health and I morphed and I was just thought for a brief moment of, hey, can I? Get that camera over. Sure is a lot of growth around here. Can I, like, not wall jump off this? What the heck? I have no health left, my friend. Hi! You sure do live up there. There's another one around here somewhere. Maybe he's not coming back. Maybe I don't have to worry about him. So did space jump, like... I don't know, it's hard to tell. Can bomb jump a little. Alright, well, time to face the music. Nothing? Really? Okay, well, I guess we don't go up that way. That really looks like a hole to go in. Oh, I'm on the top of the P-bomb room. Well, I haven't laid a bomb down here, so let's do this, and then I'll poke around. Ah, there was something up there. Kinda surprised that didn't show up with the top bomb. But whatever. Oh, these are the P-bomb blocks, yeah. Well, do I want to lay a power bomb and save? I kinda do, because I have no health. So that is the other effect. Ah, butts. That is the other effect of the power bombs. Which I think I mentioned when we first got it was the black hole effect. But it's especially nice given the way the X's run away from you and are generally annoying to catch. After the power bomb goes off, it makes kind of a suction that sucks all of any X or anything in the area back into the core of the explosion, which makes them much easier to collect, obviously. We sure are up here. I'm uncomfortable. I have no health. Let's see. Well, maybe there's a way in there from here. Well, I mean, a save room is a save room. Okay, so there's a way in there, and it's either from the room to my right or the room to my left. That's it. Or, I mean, I guess technically also from the room down below, but I don't believe that. No, that's that room, so it's not there. There's, like, no enemies in this room, so I don't have to worry about that. Aha! Give me that sweet, sweet health! Can I shoot these? Because if I can, that'll be a decent place to get some health again. I'll die, so let's take that and go with it. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Heck are you doing up there? Yeah, sure. Okay, so we can go up here, we cannot go in the doors. So we are back in Tro. And this is a place that we've explored before, but you can tell that the vine overgrowth is, well, you know, excessive. And also, the bugs that were in our way before have hatched into key hunters. Who would have thought those caterpillars... Who would have thought zeros would turn into key hunters? Still just regular key hunters, though, effectively. Hey. I mean, they've got a kind of weird, dumb AI. Okay, so that door's closed. Only I had the wave beam. Again? I ain't ready for this. No, what? No, come back. Come back. Over here. Dang it. Should have stayed up there. Well, we just went to all that trouble to come here, and we can't go anywhere. But that leads to the left. Given all the key hunters, this is going to be like a friggin'... Oh, heck. Super key hunter. Open wide. I gotta run backwards. Give me that. Give me that. Okay, I'm gonna go save. Okay, let's go do it. Let's go fight us a boss. Oh, they died earlier when I power bombed. That's why there were 2 sets of X's. And why I didn't see that one when I came up the second time. Alright, what are you? There's a plant boss in there. There sure is. Can I get rid of these? That's some spore spawn crap right there. And I got the big angry flowers. Cool. Okay. I'm tired of your crap. You know, these little things weren't a threat against spore spawn. This is why it's nice to have missiles on a hotkey. Oh, bots. I mean, I don't know if there's another phase after this, but if you're trying to be hard, you're not. Let me out, let me out, let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Thank you, underwater physics. Holy crap. Okay, let's go. Thank you. Plasma. Now that is a beam. That is the good stuff. That is a beam that can do some beaming. Got that nice sleek look to it, too. Hey, doors are online again. Cool. Must mean killing that thing opened up the reactor. Okay, this room was that room going up, so that's cool. And now that doors are online, oh yeah, the vines have all pulled back, so they've even opened up areas like this. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna save and I'm gonna call it for today. Maybe 2 videos in this one section, and I think next time I may speak briefly on a few things, I guess. Anyway, until next time, everybody.